Greetings from Toronto. So great to see you. How are you? And Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. Yeah, and I'm fine. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. That's great. Listen, this one, I was so intrigued by The Painter. And I have to say to you, look, you must get so many scripts coming your way. I can't imagine how you choose. What was it about this character, this script that just kind of you thought, I gotta do this one?
Well, I'm a story guy,
Yeah.
and I like telling a tale, having a beginning, middle, and end, and giving an audience an exciting journey and something at the end, you know, that leaves them with something. Uh, and this had that. It had a good story. You didn't know where it was going to go.
Yes, exactly.
Uh, and then and then it comes to an extraordinary conclusion. So so that's why I did it. It's a great ride for an audience.
Yeah, and the character that you play, I mean, look, he's kind of former CIA. He's a mentor to Charlie Weber's character, who's was in the CIA, and then he gets out. I don't want to give away too much because what I like about this is that
Right.
the
That's
audience
exactly
needs
right. You got to go through the journey. You don't want to spoil
exactly.
it. Right.
Yeah, exactly. They need to take that ride through the beginning. But what I love about this guy too, Jon, he's kind of a master of disguises. There were a couple there that I didn't even recognize it was you. How much fun is that for you to be able to kind of do that?
Well, that is fun for me. I mean, if you look at the body of my work, I'm when I have an opportunity or when I have the necessity to change myself physically,
Yeah.
I I've been able to successfully do that, and uh, and I'm really happy about all those performances of the ones that like Holes or Runaway Train, where I just change myself, and people have never seen that character before.
Yeah.
Midnight Cowboy too, you change into another person. So so this had that element in it, and that was fun for me.
Yeah, and I have to say, the fight scenes in this film, like, just completely blew me away. And I was talking to Charlie yesterday, and I said, it's just the choreography of it is just beautiful to watch. It's very intricate, but the director is a stuntman. Can you tell me a little bit about working with this guy and how thrilling it must have been to watch him direct this?
Yeah, well, Kamani is yeah, he's a very talented guy, and he has also that same Stephen Paul, who produced these films and was really responsible for top to bottom script and everything, casting, and the final, mix and all of that. He said to me, he said, "This fellow Kamani," he says, "he's got a good story sense. He understands story." Okay. That's very necessary for a director. So that means he can perhaps direct.
Yeah.
So I met him, and I actually met him in on another film where he was doing the stunts, and I saw him do that work. He's very good at that.
Yeah.
So and we got along, and with that added thing, that encouraged me to to go to add that to the elements that made me decide to do the film. But
Yeah.
anyway, he was terrific. He's a good guy, and he does have that story sense, and he's a good director.
Yeah.
So he's the real thing. This is his first directing thing, but
I
he's been,
know.
of course, part of many movies because of his work as a stunt coordinator,
Yeah.
and he's used to making decisions in that capacity. So he's the boss, in that area,
Yeah.
and the creative boss. So anyway, all those reasons turned out to be he's the real deal. So it's
Yeah.
great. Yes, I agree. These it's the choreography is beautiful. It's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, really well done.
Um,
Very fun to watch it. It really was fun to watch it. Jon, look, as you said, look, in your career, man, you've just worked with the best of the best, so many people when you look back from the beginning till now. And when you get to work with these
How did you
younger
know
actors,
that?
Pardon me?
How did you know that?
How did I know that? Look,
Yeah,
I've
I worked with everybody.
been with you
Yeah,
since day one.
I have worked with a lot of different folks. Yeah, and it's all, uh, I'm a person who also has a lot of connection to the other performers. I don't work solo.
Yeah.
I I depend on a relationship. So whatever the relationship is, I'm addressing it when I'm working, and so the other act is very important to me,
Well,
and
let's talk about in this
therefore
one
I have
because Charlie Weber and Madison. I mean, you've got these up and coming. Well, Charlie's been in a series, for a while, and he's got the chops, but I didn't know he had that physical chops.
right. He's a
What's it
big
was,
deal,
yeah,
and he's really good. He's good at it, and you know, uh, in terms of doing that stuff, I know a little bit about it. I've done a lot of stunts in my life, and I'm
yes, you have.
very wary about actors doing stunts because a lot of times you get egos involved in stunts. People want to do something that's crazy and difficult, and they want to do it. Want to show off or whatever, and they get in trouble. Or it's just difficult to do a certain kind of stunt, and there's a risk factor involved.
Right.
But the other thing about it is when you're doing these multiple moves with a series, in a series, it's like doing running the basketball court or something like that. This is a tremendous amount of energy you're putting into this stuff, and they
Mm,
have to be precise because if you turn this way and something's coming at you, you've got to know when to make that move, and then you get hit by this or whatever it is. You've got to know those moves down cold,
yeah.
otherwise somebody gets hurt because those people are really throwing punches or there's a knife in the scene or whatever it is. Uh, you got to know what you're doing. And Charlie not only has the ability, but he's got the ability uh, to just take on the overview of the whole thing and know it cold. So
Yeah.
it's a special gift.
Yeah,
And that's
and when you get on a set, John, these days, and you work with anybody, I can't imagine that these actors are not in awe of you. I'm sorry, you're an Academy Award-winning, amazing actor. How do you put them at ease? What do you do?
yeah, that's true. That's true. That when an actor comes on a set who's won an Academy Award and who you liked in a picture, who
Yeah,
you were impressed with, there is that kind of energy is. But there's also, from my side of it, I know everybody wants to see something special, and
sure.
I'm walking on the stage, and I'm just trying to do my work, so there's a pressure on me as well. But I understand that, and I put people at ease because I just get to know them well.
Yeah,
We just
yeah,
fool around a little bit. And these are professional actors. Even and Madison's a young gal, but
right.
she's very gifted. She's the real deal. She's really gifted. So uh, there's no there's she's been through it too. I
Yeah.
think even as a young actor, she has quite a lot of experience, and she's had a lot of attention for her work. So
Yeah,
she's
there's a lot of good people in this film, I guess. And just to wrap it up, I got one last question for you. I was a huge fan of Ray Donovan, and I was all so devastated when it just ended, and then thrilled to death that you had that wrap up movie. We needed that for fans. We really did. I have
uh,
to ask you something. Do you think Mickey got what he deserved?
well, he was a train wreck all the way through his life.
Yeah,
So he was bound to get something, at the end. And I think for them, if you're going to end that series, you've got to end Mickey. I think you have to give some kind of a response to all his bad behavior.
yeah,
But yeah, probably it's fitting. I think
yeah.
you know.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think so. I mean, listen, you were so good, and I just loved watching you in that series and everything that you do. I really do truly appreciate your time today, John, and come back and visit us in Toronto. We haven't been here in a
Isn't that
while.
lovely of you? I certainly would. You're a lovely gal, and you're very good at what you do.
Well,
So,
thank you. That
I'll visit.
I appreciate that.
Hey,
Have a great weekend and best of luck with the film and looking forward to your next ventures. Thank you so much for your time.
thanks, Don. Thank you very
Okay,
much.
take care. Bye.